good, bro? Hey, you mind if I use your treadmill? Gym's closed. Yeah, go ahead. I was just researching some stuff on the coronavirus. Cool, bro. Thanks. Hey, I was just thinking on the way over here. I ever tell you how I tore my Achilles? No, you never told me, I don't think. No? You in for a treat. It all started. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. I just want to start off by saying that I really hope you enjoy that intro, just because I think it's the funniest thing ever. When I put those clips together, it was just rewatching it, I could not stop laughing. So I hope you guys got a kick out of that. But that was just to help me set the stage for today's video, which is telling you guys the story of how I tore my Achilles. So for those of you who do not know, your Achilles tendon is the thick tube feeling tendon right at the base of your leg that connects your leg to your ankle. That piece of meat right there, I tore that, like completely severed it. And that happened a year ago in June, or almost a year ago in June, playing basketball at the YMCA. It was an early Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. and I had already ran. I think this was probably it was definitely the last game of the day. I had already ran like 4 or 5 games, and that whole time there was no like early signs of pain or discomfort, or nothing really too extreme that I felt my body was telling me like I should probably stop or don't run anymore, or don't do anything further. So I'm bringing the basketball up the court, and out of nowhere, I feel this sensation of somebody either ran up and kicked me, or somebody took a basketball and whipped it at the back of my leg as hard as they could. Like, it was one of those two things is what it felt like, okay? And immediately when I feel that, I completely just collapse. Like, I fall forward just straight on the ground. And on my way down, like as I'm getting ready to like brace myself before I hit the ground, I'm thinking, who and why? Who hit me, or who threw a basketball at me? Why? Who did it? Like, who is about to get cussed out? You know what I'm saying? And well, I wasn't gonna cuss somebody out, but I was gonna be pissed. Like, if somebody did do that. But like, I hit the ground and I immediately turn around and I look. There's nobody in sight. No basketballs. Nothing. So everyone's runs over and trying to help me off the ground, asking if I'm okay. And one of the guys I was playing with was a doctor, and as he's reaching down to like help me up, he goes, man, like what happened? You all right? What happened? And I tell him like I don't know. Like, it felt like somebody hit me. I thought somebody kicked me or something. And he, like, immediately when he heard that, like, his facial expression kind of like starts to change, his eyebrows raise, and he's like, "What'd you just say?" And I'm like, "I felt like somebody hit me." And he's like, "Oh, that's, that doesn't sound good." But no, I felt like no cause for alarm, because he never mentioned like Achilles or anything like that. And I've had some pretty bad like ankle sprains over the years, like where I've had to have like an air cast or something like that on. So it felt like, because my adrenaline was going from playing basketball, like there was no immediate like excruciating pain other than just some intense throbbing. But that wasn't nothing too alarming for me. But I drive a manual car, so that I need both feet to be able to drive. So immediately, like when they get me over like to the bench, I grab my phone. I already know like I'm not gonna be able to make it home like like I'm not gonna be able to drive home. So I call my mom, and she cause she stays like not even 10 minutes from the gym, and she lets my stepdad know, and he comes like he was already like out and about, like wasn't that far from the gym, so like probably like not even 5 minutes goes by. He comes and picks me up, and we go straight to the hospital. I get to the hospital. They get me in right away. Uh, and I'm telling them what happened. They take my socks and shoes and stuff like that off. And I mean, other than like some swelling, and like I said, like I feel like I still never really had that much pain like right at the time. And they take X-rays and stuff like that, and they give me pain medicine. But the X-rays came back like like negative, so that let me know like it wasn't like broken or anything, which was good. But just to be sure, they made me appointment with a specialist, I believe orthopedic specialist, I believe, who deals with like bones and muscles, and all that good stuff. And that wasn't until the next day. Like that appointment that they made for me wasn't until like the next like following morning. So so I without I unknowingly tore my Achilles on Tuesday and didn't like find out until Wednesday that it was a tear, because they put me in a splint at the hospital. So uh, and they didn't say anything other than not, we didn't see anything. So we're gonna set you up with the specialist and see what they say. Uh, so that whole day, um, I'm thinking, I'm fine. Ice it, prop it up, elevate it, all that good stuff. I'll be fine. A couple days, a week or two, maybe. But so I get to my appointment with the orthopedic, and I'm telling him what happened, and immediate. So when I tell him that I'm telling him the story about what happened, like I felt fine, and then out of nowhere I felt like somebody hit me. He immediately says, like, the first word out of his mouth is, "That sounds like an Achilles injury," and but he said, just to be sure, let's take a look. So he takes the splint off, and when he like shows me, he puts like both of my legs like together, and he's like, like like look at this. So on my left leg, if you look at like the back of your like ankle, you can see your Achilles tendon like clear as day. Like if you flex your foot like up and down, you can see that thick tube like thing at the back of your ankle. Like you can see it. And he said, he's like, you see your left leg? And I could see it just fine. And then he like like turn like slowly like turn my right leg over, and there was like nothing there like at all. It was like I had like a cankle or something. Like my leg just went straight down. Like it didn't go down at a point. Like I couldn't see my Achilles tendon like at all. But he said it. Still we're gonna look. I'm gonna look at one more thing, just because it could have been like swelling or something. Like that. So there's like a test that you can do to see if your Achilles is, still intact or whatever. And the test is, you take a chair and you prop your knee on the chair, like a knee and like a nice quarter top half of your like shin, and you rest that on the chair, and your foot's dangling off. And what you do is take your hand and wrap it around like the thickest part of your calf muscle, and you give it a nice squeeze. And when you do that, your foot is going to slightly but noticeably move, okay? And he did that to my left leg. And he had me turn around and look, and I could see that my left leg was moving, and I could feel it. Um, just because just that squeeze, and the movement channels through your Achilles to make your foot move, okay? And my foot moved on my left leg, and he said, okay, let's we're gonna try it on your right leg now. So I prop my right leg up on the table, and he does the same thing. He squeezes the thickest part of my calf, and I look back, and my foot doesn't move like at all. Like it was just dead stick, just nothing. And he said, "Yep, it's your Achilles then." And And, you know, that was just, you know, finally confirmed it. And, you know, after that, you know, we went through treatment options and the recovery process and all that good stuff. And I went through surgery and rehab, and, you know, the rest is history. I think that's when you would use that phrase, the rest is history, I think, right? Rest is history. There's nobody else here. I'm here alone. But that's the story of how I tore my Achilles. I hope that was insightful to you guys. I know that was kind of random, but that's something unique that happened to me. I don't think there's not too many people who, you know, tear their Achilles. But, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys be blessed, and I'll catch you in the next video.